Okay, so what we're going to do now is simply mirror the bone shapes to the right side. Now we're going to use the same technique that we did when we mirrored the shoulder bone shape. So go ahead and switch to the layer where all your bone shapes are on. Go ahead and zoom out over here and do Shift middle mouse button to pan. Now here what we want to do is, of course, do Shift C to place the 3D cursor, do Shift A, and here we're just going to add an empty plane axis. Now here what you want to do is go ahead and select these bone shapes over here, do the middle mouse button to also get this line that we added, press the 1 key, and here you're just going to do Shift D to duplicate, right click to cancel. Now having them still selected, you're going to press the Shift key down and click on this axis, do Control P, and of course do Object. Now what we want to do is simply click on this axis, and here we're just going to do Control M and X and click the left mouse button. So we've mirrored the bone shapes to the right side using the parent-child relationship. Now of course you can see that the scale on this is -1, so we're going to do Control A over here, and we have to apply the scale. Right now we can do X and delete this axis over here. So here the idea is exactly the same. You can actually just click on one of these, go to the Object tab, and just enable the axis. Right, you want to visually understand what's actually going on with this shape based on the touch bone. So here what we're going to do is press the Shift key down and of course turn on this layer over here. Now it's going to look a little complicated over here, so what we want to do is actually click on a bone, go to the Data tab over here, and make sure that only the touch bone layer is selected. Okay, now go ahead and turn off the shapes and click over here, and you can turn on the axis so you can see. So here what you want to do is take a look at, okay, the x-axis is pointing up, the y is going this way, the z is coming this way. And if you click over here on this object, right, and then go ahead and press the Shift key down and click on this bone, you'll be able to compare the axis. So you can see that all we really have to do is flip on the object level the x-axis to appear on top, so it matches with these bounds. So it's actually going to be true for all these axes over here, right? So when we flip the axis using individual origins, if the axis is down, it will flip up, and of course if the axis is up, it will flip down, right? It will happen automatically for you. So what you want to do is actually, let's go ahead and just make sure that this layer is on. And here I'll just keep the axis so it'll make sense to you. What we want to do is press the Shift key down and click over here, click on this one, and this one. Now we don't actually have to do anything with this empty because it's just an empty over here, right? Because we can't actually go into edit mode for these, so we can leave that be. It's just a sphere, so it actually doesn't matter with that one. Anyways, go ahead and switch this to individual origins. Okay, so all you have to do is do Control M and do X 2 times, right? Because this is on the local, and press the Enter key. That's the first step. Okay, now what we need to do is basically get the vertices to flip on the x-axis. Now of course we can't do individual origins in edit mode, so what we have to do is actually change this to the 3D cursor. We'll press the 1 key over here, do Shift S and do cursor to selected, so it comes over here. Now press the tab key to go into edit mode, press the A key to select everything, and here we're just going to do Control M and do X 2 times and press the left mouse button. Now it's a good idea to press the 3 key, so you'll see that how this matches with the other object over here. See how this is matching if I press the 3 key? So this confirms to you that you did it right. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the next object. I'm going to press the tab key to go into object mode, click over here, do Shift S, do cursor to selected, press the tab key, make sure that everything's selected, do Control M, do X 2 times, and left mouse button, press the 3 key. You can see that, yep, this worked just fine. Press the 1 key, Go ahead and press the tab key to go into object mode. Now let's pick on anything over here. Do Shift S, do cursor to selected, press the tab key, make sure everything's selected. Now over here, what we want to do is take a look at, okay, in this case, what we will need to do is do Control M and do X 2 times, and left mouse button and press the 3 key, right? So you can see that it's matching over here. See, if you do the middle mouse button over here and press the 3 key, this is how it's doing it. So here we're going to just press the tab key to go into object mode, click on this, do Shift S, do cursor to selected, press the tab key, do Control M, do X 2 times, and left mouse button and press the 3 key, right? So here you can see that everything has been aligned. Now let's just do this also on this line. So I'm going to press the tab key, click over here, do Shift S, do cursor to selected, press the tab key to go into edit mode, make sure everything's selected, do Control M and just do X 2 times and left mouse button. Okay, now go ahead and press the tab key. Now let's go ahead and fix the names over here. So this one, it just needs to say .r and enter. Go ahead and click on this one. Here we're just going to say .r and enter. Click on this one. .r and enter. Click on this one. .r and enter, and click on this one, do .r and enter. Okay, and this one is good, and of course this one we want to make sure that it says .r and enter. Okay, so now go ahead and click this, and let's go ahead and turn off the axis so doesn't get confusing over here. Now what we need to do is press the Shift key down and turn this layer back on. Okay, now what you want to do is go ahead and click on this bone, go to the data tab, and make sure that the shapes is turned back on. So all you have to do now is go ahead and click this object, do Control C on this one, go ahead and click this, go to the bone tab over here, and just do Control V, so it'll come over here, right? Let's do that now for this object over here. So let's go ahead and take a look. This is the bone, this is the object. Do Control C, click over here, do Control V. Okay, gotta do the same thing. Click over here. This is the hand dot touch, so I'm going to do Control C. Make sure that I get the right one. This is the IK. You can see that this is the FK, so we have to find the right one over here. Hand.touch.fk. Yep, that's correct. Do Control V on this one. Okay. Now we're looking for the IK. Do Control C. This should be this one. Do Control V. Okay. So all these are going to be set up over here. Let's go ahead and go to this empty over here. Do Control C, and click over here, and do Control V on this one. Okay, so now of course we're not going to be able to select this bone over here, right, because we've made it unselectable. So here what you can do is actually switch to edit mode, click on this bone because it's going to make it the active bone, right, and now go ahead and switch to pose mode. You'll see that it's still selected, and then we have access to it over here. Okay, so here what we want to do is actually first click on this object, do Control C. Now here we're going to go ahead and of course we have to click on a bone, do the same thing, go to edit, click over here, go ahead and switch this back to pose mode. So just make sure that this is the right one, just do Control V over here. Okay, now let's go ahead and just make sure that we click on this layer. Okay, so everything over here is now ready to go, and of course you can press the 3 key to confirm that everything is aligning to the way it should be. Okay, so now when you click over here and press the R key, this whole thing will move, and of course you want to change this to median point. See that this is moving. If we click over here and let's say we turn this off, click over here and turn this off, click over here and press the R key, we'll see that how this is working. Okay, You can press the R key 2 times to just get an idea or feel for how this whole thing is going to work. Okay, so here we've completed this. So I'm just going to go back and actually put this on 1. Okay, that's up to you, however you want to do it. I'm just going to leave this over here and now go under File, do Save As, and let's save this as Rigging Lesson 04 Q.blend. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just make sure that over here, just like to collapse this, and here we're still going to leave the figure unselected. So this layer is on over here. Go to the Data tab and make sure that this layer is on. This is set to local, and this should be on median point. Okay, so here we're just going to do File and Save. Okay, so I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you.